Super Bowl champ, Jeff. I mean, the Chiefs at 5-1, 5.5 to 1 is you're just going to want to just hold that ticket, right? Because it's probably not going to go up.
I will not spoil my take for later in the show, but yes.
Yeah.
Look, it's rare. I think a Super Bowl champion comes back the next year and is better, like significantly better. Like their offense, guys, is going to be back to what it was. And their defense will take a step back as defenses are more volatile year to year. I don't expect them to be the number 1 or number 2 defense, but they don't need that, guys. They need their defense to be between like 10 and 12. They don't need to have an all-world defense if their offense is significantly better. And with Worthy in there, and Brown will come back soon. I like the little additions of Juju and P. Ryan. So to me, I think the Chiefs are set up very well to win again. And look, they've won in 3 different ways, right, Bear? They won in 19 with Tyreek Hill in the offense, the defense getting better. In 22, they won a different way. And then last year, they won with defense first. Like, they've won different ways now. So, Will, I have Kansas City win the Super Bowl. I'm sorry to be boring, but that's where I'm going.
No, it's a bold pick. It was this is going to blow up social media.
Thank you.
Look, the word "do" is dangerous in betting. But is Mahomes just going to make the AFC title game, make the Super Bowl every year of his career? Aren't they kind of just due to like the ball doesn't bounce their way in the playoffs? Mahomes
I think next year.
Something. I agree they're better. But at some point, like I don't know, he's going to have a bad game in the wild card round or something's going to happen. Like I just don't think we're going to have 13, 14 years of Mahomes in the AFC title game, the Super Bowl. It's insane what he's done. It really is.
By the way, another reason why I think it's this year, guys, is I think Travis Kelce is going to retire after the season. It's not like a big surprise. And then the offense will be much different. So like that, to me, this is sort of like the final year. You know, you pay Chris Jones, I get that, but he'll be one more year older next season. Like I think they're gonna lose their left guard and right guard after this season. Like there's gonna be a change after this year, and they sort of went all in to win 3 in a row. And so, to Will, to your point, I think next year is the year that we see sort of maybe the transition to the post-Kelce offense, new offensive linemen kind of sort of figuring things out there, and they sort of go. This year is sort of the last hurrah of this kind of core of Chiefs.
Will, did you play the Jets to win the Super Bowl? You got that ticket? Because I'm looking down the board. If you're trying to be different, and we talked about it ad nauseum before about how last year the injury and everyone seems to be kind of jittery about betting them this year. Outside of the Reddick nonsense, things kind of line up for him. Like it's kind of, I don't want to say now or never.
Don't do it.
But 19, 20 to 1 or so, you could probably make worse bets than that, no?
I'm going to bet it. I haven't bet it yet. I bet him to win the division, last undefeated. They're my pick to come out of the AFC. I just think for all the reasons we've talked about, winning 7 games with no quarterback at all. I think this idea that Rodgers is washed up is misguided. Now, maybe he got banged up, and at his age, that's part of the deal here. But this idea that 2 years ago he wasn't good. 2 years ago he fractured his thumb in like week 4, week 5. He hurt his ribs in week 12. He played through a ton of injuries. Again, he's 40. Maybe that's just part of the territory. Maybe you're going to get a diminished version. I think Rodgers is going to play great. I think the defense is absolutely stacked. The defense played well when they had to win games by themselves, and they tried to win games 13-10. They're going to have a little more breathing room. They can be a little more aggressive. I think the Jets are absolutely stacked. They are my pick. Famous last words here to come out of the AFC.
John, what do you think of that? We were talking about the Jets and the Lions winning the Super Bowl. We welcomed you to Crazy Town here this morning.
I never thought I'd see the day where I was picking the Lions to win the NFC before the season started. I don't think you should bet the Chiefs at 11-2 for all the reasons that Will said earlier on the show. If you roll it over in the playoffs, you'll almost definitely get more money. Not to mention, we're talking here on August 29th. You're tying up your money till February when you could probably make more money by betting it in the middle of January and just running the ticket over through the Super Bowl. Don't think that's a good idea. No comment on the Jets because you guys are incapable of stepping back and looking at the team realistically, which I understand. I can't do that with certain teams. If you make me pick a team, I'll go with the Bengals. Look, they've done it before. They did it 2 years ago. I thought they should have won the NFC Championship game a year ago, and the refs kind of intervened there to help the Chiefs. They could have easily won 2 straight AFC title games in Arrowhead. I think they could do it.
Look, the Bengals are the
Sorry
one team
about the
is
dogs. The dogs are upset.
No,
They don't like.
it's
They
That's
don't like
okay.
all this NFL talk, Bear. They want me to talk about Liverpool.
Well,
So they're fired up here.
well, yeah, two matches, 6 points, 2 clean sheets. We're off to a good start, and we got a trip down to United this weekend, where as awful as United were last year, they couldn't win one. So, welcome to Chiesa as well, who can play about 11 different positions for him. But we still need a number 6.
I'm excited.
I am too. Jeff, sorry.
I don't know what any of that meant, but I believe you.
It's very important, Jeff. I can tell you that much.
Okay, good.
It's very important.
The Bengals are the one team as a Chiefs fan I worry about, because for whatever reason, Joe Burrow and that team, I'm not saying any team fears the Chiefs per se, but they outwardly do not fear the Chiefs. And they've won at Arrowhead. Look, again, the Chiefs have lost two home playoff games, right? Under the Mahomes regime. A 3-point loss to New England in overtime, and 3-point loss to the Bengals in overtime. That's it. Every other home game. The Bengals do not fear going to Arrowhead. They do not worry about the noise and the Chiefs persona and who they are as a team. Like, Joe Burrow is super calm and collecting the pocket. Look, the Jamar Chase contract thing will work itself out. He's going to play this season. I think the question marks, again, are just like, can the offensive line hold up for a season? Can Joe Burrow stay healthy? Things like that. The Bengals are the one team that I'd look at. And look, they were one play away from getting into field goal range and at least tying that game up against the Rams.
Bear Bets full episodes drop twice a week right here on the Bear Bets YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe to stay ahead of the odds, and let's celebrate all of our wins together.